The glass doors swing open, and Kieran Vale walks straight into a room full of predators. His belly curves under the oversized sweater, 22 weeks, impossible to hide anymore. The scent hits first, warm, sweet, unmistakably pregnant omega. Every alpha head in the Manhattan penthouse lounge turns at once, nostrils flaring, eyes sharpening like wolves catching blood on the wind. Kieran's hands move to his stomach, protective, instinctive. The room smells like leather, whiskey, and money that doesn't apologize. Floor-to-ceiling windows frame the city below, tiny cars, distant lights, a world that feels safer than this one. A waiter steps forward, blocking his path, mouth opening to speak. Then the man at the head of the table raises one hand. "Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is." Silence drops like a guillotine. The waiter freezes mid-step, every conversation dies. Kieran's pulse hammers in his throat as the alpha at the table lowers his hands slowly, palm up. A tattoo stares back at him. A compass rose, detailed, faded at the edges, tiny initials carved into the north point. Kieran's breath catches. Because his mother has the same one. The alpha's eyes lock onto him. Dark, cold, calculating. Dante Rourke doesn't blink, doesn't smile, just watches Kieran like he's trying to decide if he's a threat or a mistake. Kieran's voice shakes, but he forces the words out anyway. "Hi sir, I'm sorry for interrupting, but my mother has a tattoo like yours." Dante's hand stops moving entirely. The room doesn't breathe. One of the men at the table shifts in his seat, jacket rustling. Another mutters something low under his breath. Dante's jaw tightens. "Your mother," the words come out slow, dangerous. Kieran nods, his throat feels like it's closing. "She told me to find you. She said to tell you the name Elara." The reaction is instant. Dante's face goes pale, not angry, not confused, something worse. His knuckles go white against the table edge. One of his men leans forward, voice urgent and low. "Boss, don't." But Dante is already standing. The chair scrapes back hard enough to make someone flinch. He raises his palm higher, showing the compass tattoo to the entire room like it's proof of something no one else understands. His voice drops, "Who are you?" "Kieran Vale," the name barely makes it past his lips. "My mom is Mari's Vale, she's in hospice, she doesn't have much time left." Dante stares at him like Kieran just dragged a ghost into the room. Then his eyes drop, down to Kieran's belly, to the curve that no sweater can fully hide, to the way Kieran's hands rest there, trembling but firm. Dante's nostrils flare, the scent registers fully now, pregnant, vulnerable, alone. "Who did that to you?" The question cuts through the air like a knife. Kieran's chest tightens. He knows what happens next. He knows the name he's about to say will change everything, but his mother's voice echoes in his head, weak, fadding, desperate. "Find the man with the compass tattoo. Tell him you're mine." Kieran's voice comes out barely above a whisper. "Silas Cade." The room erupts. Not in noise, in movement, bodies shifting, hands reaching for phones, for weapons hidden under tailored jackets. The man beside Dante stands so fast his chair tips backward. Another curses under his breath. Dante doesn't move. He just stares at Kieran with an expression that's half fury, half something Kieran can't name. Then Dante's voice cuts through the chaos. Calm, deadly. "Lock this building down, now." What would you do if you discovered a family secret that powerful people had spent decades trying to bury? 5 months ago, Kieran didn't know what survival tasted like. He's standing in the marble lobby of the Ashford Hotel, clipboard in hand, checking vendor contracts for the charity gala upstairs. The event is flawless. Crystal chandeliers, champagne towers, guests in designer suits and gowns that cost more than Kieran's rent. He's good at this work. Invisible but essential. The person who makes sure everything runs perfectly so no one notices him at all. Then Silas Cade walks in. Tall, tailored navy suit, smile that could sell anything. He stops in front of Kieran, head tilted like he's just found something rare. "You planned all this," Silas gestures to the ballroom behind him. Kieran nods, professional, polite. "Yes, sir, is there something you need?" "Just impressed." Silas's voice is smooth, too smooth. "You have excellent taste." Kieran thanks him and tries to step away, but Silas moves with him. Not blocking, not threatening, just present, persistent. Over the next 2 weeks, Silas shows up everywhere. Coffee shop near Kieran's apartment, the park where Kieran jogs, the grocery store at 10 p.m. on a Thursday, always with a reason, always with that smile. "I wanted to apologize for being forward. Silas hands him an expensive latte. Let me make it up to you. Dinner. Kieran says no. Silas asks again the next day, and the day after that. By the third week, the smile doesn't reach Silas's eyes anymore. You think you're too good for me, Silas's voice shifts, still calm, but colder now. You know what Omega's like you need, someone who can protect you, someone who understands what you're worth. Kieran's stomach twists. He starts avoiding his usual routes, picks up extra shifts, stays in crowded places. Then comes the private event. A late-night fundraiser in a downtown penthouse. Kieran is the last one cleaning up, stacking chairs, boxing centerpieces. The elevator dings behind him. He turns. Silas steps out. Alone. The doors close behind him and the sound echoes in the empty ballroom. Kieran's pulse spikes. He grabs his bag, moving toward the service exit. Leaving so soon, Silas's voice follows him. I have to go. Kieran's hand reaches the door handle. Silas is faster. He doesn't grab Kieran, doesn't shout, just steps between him and the exit, blocking the way with his body. Kieran backs up, his hip hits a table, glasses rattle. I've been patient, Silas says. Do you know how rare that is, how generous? Kieran's throat closes. Please move. Silas smiles. It's not kind anymore. You don't get to tell me no. The next part happens in flashes. Silas's hand on Kieran's wrist, the sharp sting in his neck, Kieran's vision blurring, his body going slack even though his mind is screaming. The suppressant blocker floods his system, forcing biology to betray him. Heat rushes through his veins, unwanted and agonizing. Silas leans close, breath hot against Kieran's ear. Now you're mine, and when you give birth, you'll thank me for giving you purpose. Kieran wakes up 3 hours later on the ballroom floor. Alone, bruised, shaking so hard he can barely stand. He doesn't go to the police, he doesn't tell anyone, he just runs. 6 weeks later, the nausea starts. 8 weeks later, a clinic confirms it. 12 weeks later, a tiny heartbeat fills the ultrasound room, and Kieran cries so hard the technician offers to call someone. There's no one to call. By 20 weeks the kicks start, soft at first, then stronger, little reminders that Kieran's body isn't just his anymore. The pup didn't choose this, didn't choose Silas, didn't choose violence. And Kieran refuses to let his child grow up afraid. So he does the one thing every instinct tells him not to do. He goes looking for the only man in the city powerful enough to stop Silas Cade. Kieran's phone buzzes in his pocket, unknown number, the message loads. Where are you, Omega? His blood turns to ice. Do you think Kieran made the right choice by running instead of fighting back immediately? The lights flicker once and then the entire penthouse lounge goes dark for 3 seconds. When they come back on, the doors are locked, every single one. Kieran hears the metallic click echo through the room like a prison cell snapping shut. Outside the floor-to-ceiling windows, black SUVs pull up to the building entrance, blocking the street. Men in dark suits step out, earpieces glinting under the streetlights. Dante hasn't moved. He's still standing, palm raised, compass tattoo on full display. His eyes are locked on Kieran, but his voice cuts across the room to his men. No one in, no one out, search every floor. One of them nods and disappears through a side door. Another pulls out his phone, fingers moving fast. Kieran's legs feel weak. He thought coming here was the dangerous part. He didn't realize staying might be worse. Dante lowers his hands slowly and takes a step toward Kieran. Not threatening, just deliberate. Kieran's instinct screams to back up, but there's nowhere to go. His spine presses against the wall. You brought trouble to my door, Dante says. Kieran's throat tightens. I didn't mean to, I just... You brought truth. Dante's voice softens just enough to sound human. That's worse. Kieran blinks. Dante's jaw works like he's chewing on words he doesn't want to say. Then he lifts his hand again, staring at the compass tattoo like it's a scar that never healed. My sister, Dante says quietly. Her name was Elara Rourke. She disappeared 25 years ago. Taken, hidden, we searched for years, found nothing. Kieran's breath catches. My mom said she was adopted. She never knew her birth name. Dante closes his eyes. When he opens them again, they're wet. They changed her name to hide her. Someone wanted her erased. The words hit Kieran like a punch to the chest. His knees buckle slightly and he has to brace himself against the wall. That means his mother is. You're my blood, Dante says. His voice cracks just slightly. And that pup. His eyes drop to Kieran's belly again. This time there's no calculation, just raw, unfiltered emotion. That pup is my responsibility too. Sealers doesn't get to touch you again. Footsteps pound up the stairwell, fast, urgent. One of Dante's men bursts through the side door, breathing hard. Boss, he says, Sealer's Cade's crew is on the lower level. They're asking for the Omega. Kieran's vision tunnels. His hands fly to his stomach. The baby kicks once hard, like it senses the fear flooding his system. Sealers found him. Of course he did. Sealers doesn't let go of things he thinks he owns. Dante's expression shifts. The grief vanishes. What replaces it is colder, sharper, lethal. How many? 6, armed, they're not leaving. Dante nods once. Good, neither are we. He turns to Kieran, and for the first time since he walked into this room, Kieran sees something other than danger in Dante's eyes. He sees protection. Fierce, unyielding. Listen to me, Dante says. You survived this long because you're stronger than you know, but you don't have to do it alone anymore. Kieran's voice shakes. Why would you help me? You don't even know me. Dante's smile is faint and broken. Because I should have found my sister sooner, and because Sealers made the mistake of hurting someone under my protection. A crash echoes from the floor below. Shouting, the sound of something heavy slamming into a door. Kieran flinches. Dante doesn't. He steps closer, careful, and presses Kieran's trembling hand against his own chest. Kieran can feel his heartbeat, steady, unshaken. You asked for help, Dante says. That was the hardest part. Everything else, I'll handle. Another crash, closer this time. Kieran's pulse hammers so hard he thinks he might pass out. Dante releases his hand and turns to his men. Move him to the back office. Double the guards. No one gets through. 2 men step forward, but before they can reach Kieran, the elevator at the far end of the room dings. Everyone freezes. The doors slide open slowly. Smoke curls out first, thin and grey like someone set off a small explosive. Then a figure steps through, tall, confident, smiling. Sealers Cade. He's wearing a perfectly tailored charcoal suit, not a wrinkle in sight. His hands are in his pockets, casual, like he just walked into a business meeting instead of a locked building surrounded by armed men. His eyes find Kieran immediately. There you are, Sealers says softly. I've been looking everywhere. Would you trust Dante to protect you, or would you try to run again? Dante moves so fast Kieran doesn't see it happen. 1 second he's standing 3 feet away. The next he's a wall between Kieran and Sealers, shoulders squared, hands loose at his sides. Ready, Kieran's back hits the window. Cold glass presses against his spine. His heart slams against his ribs so hard it hurts. Sealers doesn't flinch, he just smiles wider. Dante Rourke, Sealers says the name like he's tasting it. I heard you were doing well, still playing king of the waterfront. Leave, Dante says, 1 word, flat, final. Sealers tilts his head. I would, but you have something of mine. He's not yours. He's carrying my pup, that makes him mine by law. Kieran's stomach twists. The baby kicks again, hard, like it's protesting. His hands press against his belly, trying to steady the panic flooding his veins. Sealers' eyes flick down to Kieran's hands. His smile softens into something worse, something possessive. You think hiding behind Dante will save you. I already filed for custody rights. In New York, an alpha father can make your life hell, Kieran. You know that. The words hit like a slap. Kieran's vision blurs at the edges. He knew Sealers was cruel, but he didn't think he'd weaponize the legal system this fast. Dante doesn't move, but Kieran can see his jaw tighten, muscles jumping under the skin. You won't touch him, Dante says. Sealers laughs, soft, mocking. You think you scare me? You're running an empire built on old debts and fear. I'm building something new, clean, legal. He steps closer, hands still in his pockets, voice dropping low. And when I take my pup home, Kieran will follow, because deep down he knows he belongs to me. Kieran's breath stutters. His throat feels like it's closing. Sealers is wrong. He's twisting everything. But the fear in Kieran's chest whispers that maybe no one will believe him. Maybe the courts will side with the alpha. Maybe Sealers wins anyway. Then Dante speaks. You want a pup? His voice is ice. Congratulations, you just earned prison time instead. Dante pulls a folder from inside his jacket and tosses it onto the table between them. It lands with a heavy slap. Papers spill out, photographs, medical records, surveillance footage printed on glossy paper, and at the top, a recorded confession from one of Sealers' men. Silas's smile cracks. Dante steps forward, closing the space. You used suppressant blockers without consent. You assaulted an Omega. You forced biology. That's not custody rights. That's felony charges. Silas's face goes white, then red. His hands come out of his pockets, fists clenched. You can't prove. I already did. Dante's voice doesn't rise. It doesn't need to. NYPD is downstairs. They've been waiting for me to call. For the first time, Silas looks rattled. His eyes dart to the elevator, to the windows, to the locked doors. He's trapped and he knows it. But trapped animals bite hardest. Silas lunges. Not at Dante, at Kieran. He moves fast, shouldering past Dante, hand outstretched toward Kieran's stomach. Kieran jerks back, but there's nowhere to go. The window is right behind him. Silas's fingers graze his sweater. Then Dante's fist connects with Silas's jaw. The sound is brutal, bone on bone. Silas staggers sideways, blood trickling from his split lip. 3 of Dante's men rush forward, grabbing Silas's arms, slamming him face first into the table. He thrashes, shouting, but they don't let go. Dante crouches down, eye level with Silas, voice deadly calm. You wanted a pups, you get nothing, not him, not the baby, not even a plea deal. Silas spits blood onto the floor. His eyes find Kieran one last time, wild and furious. You'll regret this. You think you're safe now. You'll never be safe. Kieran's hands shake, but his voice comes out steady. I already regretted you. This is me choosing my child. Sirens wail outside. Red and blue lights flash through the windows, painting the room in alternating colors. Dante's men haul Silas to his feet, dragging him toward the elevator. He fights every step, screaming threats that echo down the hallway until the doors close and cut him off. Silence drops like a weight. Kieran's legs finally give out. He slides down the window, knees hitting the floor, breath coming in short, desperate gasps. The baby kicks again, softer this time, like it's saying we're okay. Dante kneels in front of him, careful, slow, not touching without permission. You did the hardest part, Dante says quietly. You asked for help. Kieran's eyes burn. My mom, she's... We'll go to her, together. Kieran nods, throat too tight to speak. Dante stands, offering his hand. Kieran takes it. His grip is weak, but Dante's is strong enough for both of them. They walk to the elevator together. The building is still locked down, still secure, but Kieran feels something shift inside him. Not safety, not yet, but something close. Hope. Then Dante's phone buzzes. He glances at the screen and his face goes pale. What? Kieran asks. Dante looks at him, jaw tight. Your mother's hospice records were altered. Someone's been inside her room. How far would you go to protect the people you love? The hospital smells like bleach and dying flowers. Kieran pushes through the double doors so fast they slam against the walls. His belly slows him down, but fear moves him faster. Dante is right behind him, hand on Kieran's elbow, steadying him when he stumbles. The hospice ward is too quiet. No nurses at the station. No soft beeping from monitors. Just fluorescent lights buzzing overhead and the faint smell of something chemical that doesn't belong. Kieran's mother is in room 304. The door is cracked open. Kieran shoves it wide and his heart stops. Mari's Vale is lying in bed, eyes closed. Breathing shallow, but she's alive. Kieran rushes to her side, grabbing her hand. Her skin is cold, too cold. Mom, Kieran whispers. Mom, wake up. Her eyelids flutter. She doesn't open them all the way, but her fingers twitch in his grip. Alive, still here. Dante steps into the room, eyes scanning every corner. The IV bag, the medication chart, the window that's cracked open just slightly, letting in cold air that doesn't belong in a hospice room. Where's her nurse? Dante's voice cuts through the quiet. Kieran looks around. The call button is on the floor. The medication cart in the hallway is tipped over, supplies scattered. Someone left in a hurry. Dante pulls out his phone, already dialing. Get me security footage for this floor. Last 2 hours. Now. Kieran's hands shake as he smooths back his mother's hair. Her breathing is too slow. Her pulse too faint. Something's wrong. Mom, please, Kieran says. I found him. I found Dante. You were right. Mari's eyes crack open, just barely. Her lips move but no sound comes out. Kieran leans closer. Don't trust, her voice is a rasp, broken, fadding. Don't trust who? Kieran's throat tightens. But Mari's eyes close again. Her hand goes limp in his. Footsteps echo in the hallway, fast, uneven, someone running. Dante moves to the door, blocking the entrance with his body. A nurse rounds the corner, white coat flapping, badge swinging from her neck. She freezes when she sees Dante. I was just, her voice is too high, too nervous. Dante doesn't move. Who authorized access to this room? The nurse's eyes dart to the side, to the exit sign at the end of the hall. She's calculating. Kieran sees it. She's about to run. Dante sees it too. He steps forward. Don't. The nurse bolts. She makes it 3 steps before 2 of Dante's men appear from the stairwell, blocking her path. She screams, thrashing, but they grab her arms and haul her back into the room. She's sobbing now, makeup smudging down her cheeks. I didn't want to, he made me, he said he'd. Who made you? Dante's voice is ice. The nurse shakes her head, gasping for air. I can't, he'll kill me. Dante crouches down, eye level with her. He'll do worse if you don't talk. Who paid you to hurt her? The nurse's hands tremble. She looks at Mari's, then at Kieran, then back at Dante. Her voice cracks. Sealer's Cade, he said she knew too much. He said if I didn't do it, he'd make sure my daughter. She doesn't finish. Dante's men pull her to her feet, already calling the authorities. But Kieran isn't listening anymore. His ears are ringing, his vision is narrowing. Sealer's tried to kill his mother. Sealer's tried to erase the one person who knew the truth. Kieran's hands move to his belly, protective, instinctive. The baby kicks once, hard, like it's angry too. Dante stands, turning to Kieran. I'm pulling in a private doctor. She's not staying here. Kieran nods, throat too tight to speak. His mother's hand is still limp in his. He squeezes it gently, willing her to hold on just a little longer. Then the nurse screams. Not in pain, in desperation. It wasn't just him. She's sobbing now, words tumbling out in a rush. Sealers didn't order it alone. Someone from your family did, Dante. They wanted her gone before she could talk. The room goes silent. Dante's face doesn't change, but Kieran sees something flicker in his eyes. Shock, rage, betrayal. What did you just say? Dante's voice is soft, deadly. The nurse shakes her head, still crying. I don't know names, I just heard them on the phone. They said the Rourke family couldn't afford her coming back. They said the old blood oath was broken and she had to be. Dante moves so fast Kieran doesn't see it. He grabs the nurse by the collar, lifting her onto her toes. Who in my family? The nurse's voice is barely a whisper. The council, the elders, they've been hunting her for 25 years. Dante lets her go. She crumples to the floor, sobbing. His men pull her out of the room. The door slams shut behind them. Kieran stares at Dante. Your family tried to kill my mother. Dante doesn't answer. He's staring at the compass tattoo on his palm like it just burned him. Then his phone buzzes. He looks at the screen and his face goes white. He holds it out to Kieran. On the screen is a scanned document, yellowed, old, stamped with an official seal. ROURKE family directive subject, ELAI ROURKE status, bloodline violation, Omega bond child, Kieran Vale classification, terminate ON site. Kieran's hands go numb, the phone slips from his fingers, clattering to the floor. They don't just want his mother dead. They want him dead too. Would you run, or would you fight back against a family that wants you erased? The document burns into Kieran's vision, even after Dante picks the phone up off the floor. Terminate on sight. The words loop in his head like a death sentence he can't escape. His mother's breathing rattles in the silence. The baby kicks once, twice, like it knows something terrible just shifted in the world outside the womb. Dante's thumb moves across his phone screen. Fast, deliberate, he's pulling up files, records, something that makes his jaw tighten with every swipe. How long? Kieran's voice cracks. How long have they been trying to kill us? Dante doesn't look up. 25 years, since the day she ran. Kieran's knees buckle. He grabs the edge of his mother's bed to stay upright. Why? What did she do? Dante finally meets his eyes. She loved someone they didn't approve, an Omega. My family doesn't forgive that. The air leaves Kieran's lungs. His mother loved an Omega. In a world where bloodlines and power and alpha dominance ruled everything, she chose love instead, and they tried to erase her for it. Dante's phone buzzes again. He answers without greeting. Talk. A voice crackles through the speaker. Kieran can't make out the words, but he sees Dante's expression shift. Shock, then rage so cold it's terrifying. Dante hangs up. Your mother's medical records were altered 6 months ago. Someone's been poisoning her slowly, making it look like natural decline. Kieran's stomach twists. Who? The same people who just sent me a message. Dante turns the phone screen toward Kieran. It's a photo, grainy, taken from a distance, but clear enough. It's Kieran walking into the Manhattan penthouse earlier tonight, time-stamped, captioned with 2 words. Found him. Kieran's hands fly to his belly. The baby kicks hard like it's protesting, like it knows danger just got closer. They know where I am, Kieran whispers. Dante nods. They've known since you walked into my building. They've been watching. Kieran's vision blurs. He thought finding Dante would mean safety, protection, but all he did was paint a target on his own back, and now his child is caught in the crossfire. Dante steps closer, voice low and urgent. Listen to me, this isn't your fault. They were always going to find you, but now you have something they didn't count on. What? Me? The word hangs in the air like a promise. Dante pulls a sealed envelope from his jacket and sets it on the bedside table. This is everything: bank records, testimony from family insiders, proof that the Rourke elders have been operating a shadow council for decades, blackmail, murder, erasure. Kieran stares at the envelope. Why are you showing me this? Because if something happens to me, you need to know where to take it. Kieran's throat closes. Nothing's going to happen to you. Dante's smile is faint, sad. You don't know my family. Before Kieran can respond, the lights flicker. Once, twice, then the hallway outside goes dark. Emergency lighting kicks in, bathing everything in dim red. Dante's hand moves to his waistband. Kieran sees the outline of a weapon. Stay behind me. Footsteps echo down the hallway. Slow, deliberate, multiple people. Kieran's pulse hammers in his ears. His mother's hand twitches in his grip, but she doesn't wake. The door creaks open. A man steps inside. Older, grey hair slicked back, expensive suit, eyes cold as winter. He looks at Dante first, then at Kieran, then at the bed where Maurice lies unconscious. Nephew, the man says, his voice is smooth. Practiced, you've made quite a mess. Dante doesn't move. Uncle Marcus. Marcus's eyes flick to Kieran's belly. His expression doesn't change, but something shifts in the air. Colder, sharper. So it's true, Marcus says. Elara's bastard child, carrying another bastard. He shakes his head slowly. You should have stayed hidden, boy. Kieran's hands shake, but he forces his voice steady. My name is Kieran. Marcus ignores him. He's looking at Dante now. You know what has to happen. The family can't afford this kind of exposure. Not now, not with everything we've built. Dante's jaw tightens. He's under my protection. He's a liability. He's blood. Marcus laughs, soft, mocking. Blood, you think that matters? Elara stopped being blood the moment she ran. And this, he gestures at Kieran like he's trash. This is just cleanup. Dante's hand moves faster than Kieran can track. The weapon is out, aimed, steady. Leave, Dante says. Marcus doesn't flinch. You won't shoot me, not here, not in front of him. His eyes slide back to Kieran. You care too much, that's always been your weakness. The door behind Marcus opens wider. 3 more men step inside, all armed, all watching Dante with the kind of patience that comes from knowing they've already won. Marcus smiles. Put the gun down, nephew. Let's handle this like family. Dante doesn't lower the weapon, but Kieran sees the calculation in his eyes. 4 against 1. His mother unconscious. Kieran pregnant and defenseless. They're trapped. Then Mari's hand tightens around Kieran's fingers. Hard, sudden, her eyes snap open, not confused, not weak. Clear. She looks directly at Marcus, and her voice comes out stronger than it should. You should have killed me 25 years ago. Marcus's smile vanishes. Mari sits up so fast, the IV line rips from her arm. Blood drips onto the white sheets, but she doesn't flinch. Her eyes are locked on Marcus like she's staring down a ghost. She's been running from her whole life. Kieran tries to push her back down, but she shoves his hand away. Moms, you need to. I need to finish this. Her voice is rough but fierce. She swings her legs over the side of the bed, feet hitting the cold floor. She's shaking, but she stands anyway. Marcus takes a step back. For the first time, Kieran sees fear flicker across his face. Elara, Marcus says slowly, you should be dead. I know, Mari's smile is sharp, dangerous. Funny how that keeps not happening. Dante moves between them, weapon still raised. Mom, sit down, let me handle this. Mari's looks at him, really looks at him. Her eyes fill with tears, but her voice doesn't break. Dante, my baby brother. The words crack something in Dante's expression. His hand wavers, just slightly. Marcus sees it. He lunges. Not at Dante, at Kieran. Kieran doesn't have time to react. Marcus's hand closes around his wrist, yanking him forward. The baby kicks hard, panicked. Kieran stumbles, his belly throwing off his balance. Then Mari's moves. She's faster than she should be, stronger than she has any right to be. She slams into Marcus from the side, both of them crashing into the wall. The impact shakes the room. Marcus shouts, shoving her off, but she doesn't let go. Run, Mari screams at Kieran. But Kieran can't move. His feet are frozen. His hands are locked around his belly, protecting the one thing that matters more than his own life. Dante fires. The shot is deafening in the small room. It doesn't hit Marcus. It hits the ceiling. Plaster rains down. The three men behind Marcus scatter, diving for cover. Dante grabs Kieran's arm and hauls him toward the door. Move, now. Kieran's legs finally obey. He stumbles into the hallway, Dante right behind him. Mari's is still fighting Marcus, her hands clawing at his face, her voice raw with decades of rage. Go, she screams again. Dante hesitates. Kieran sees it, the choice tearing him apart, save his sister or save his nephew. Kieran makes the choice for him. We come back for her, Kieran says, but if we die here, she dies for nothing. Dante's jaw clenches, then he nods, they run. The hallway is chaos, nurses screaming, patients stumbling out of rooms, alarms blaring. Dante's men appear from the stairwell, forming a wall of bodies between them and Marcus's crew. Kieran's lungs burn. His belly slows him down, but adrenaline keeps him moving. They hit the stairwell and Dante practically carries him down 3 flights. The exit door slams open and cold night air hits Kieran's face. A black SUV screeches to a stop in front of them. Dante shoves Kieran into the back seat and climbs in after him. The door barely closes before the driver floors it. Kieran's chest heaves, his hands won't stop shaking. The baby kicks once, twice, 3 times, frantic, scared. It's okay, Kieran whispers, we're okay. But they're not. Dante's phone rings, he answers, listens, his face goes pale. What? Kieran asks. Dante lowers the phone slowly, they took your mother. The world tilts, Kieran's vision narrows. What do you mean they took her? Marcus's men, they grabbed her after we left. She's gone. Kieran's throat closes. His mother fought so he could escape, and now she's in the hands of people who have wanted her dead for 25 years. We have to go back, Kieran says. We can't, not yet. She'll die. Dante grabs Kieran's shoulders, firm but not rough. She bought us time. If we go back now, we all die. We need a plan. Kieran shakes his head. Tears blur his vision. I can't lose her, not after everything. Dante's grip tightens. You won't, I promise you, but right now I need you to trust me. Kieran wants to scream, wants to fight, but he's exhausted, pregnant, running on fumes and fear, so he nods. The SUV speeds through the city. Lights blur past the windows. Kieran presses his hand to the glass, staring at the buildings like they might hold answers. Then his phone buzzes. Unknown number. He almost doesn't answer, but something makes him swipe. The voice that comes through is cold, familiar. Snealers. Hello, Kieran. Kieran's blood turns to ice. How did you? I'm out, bail posted an hour ago. Funny thing about money, it buys almost anything. Sealer's voice is smooth, calm, terrifying. I heard about your mother, shame, but you know what? I think this worked out perfectly. Kieran's hand tightens around the phone. Stay away from me. Sealer's laughs. Oh, I'm not coming for you, not yet, but I wanted you to know something. That pup you're carrying, it's mine, and when you give birth, I'll be there, whether you like it or not. The line goes dead. Kieran stares at the phone. His hands are shaking so hard he drops it. Dante picks it up. What did he say? Kieran can't answer. His chest is too tight. His vision is too blurred. The baby kicks, hard, angry. And Kieran realizes the truth. He's not just running from Marcus's family. He's running from Sila's too. And now his mother is gone. The safe house smells like dust and old wood. Dante locks the door behind them, 3 deadbolts, a chain, a security bar. Kieran watches him work, numb and silent. The baby hasn't stopped kicking since they left the hospital, restless, afraid. Kieran sinks onto the couch. It's worn and sagging, but he doesn't care. His body is screaming for rest. His mind is screaming for his mother. Dante sits across from him. He's got his phone out again, scrolling through messages. His jaw is tight, his eyes are hard. "They're moving her," Dante says. Kieran's head snaps up. "Where?" "The family estate, upstate. It's where the council meets." Dante's thumb swipes faster. "They're calling an emergency session, tomorrow night." Kieran's stomach drops. What does that mean? Dante doesn't answer right away. When he does, his voice is flat, empty. "It means they're going to decide what to do with her, and with you." Kieran's hands move to his belly. The baby kicks again. "They're going to kill her." "Not if I stop them." "How?" Kieran's voice cracks. "You said yourself they're too powerful, too connected." Dante finally looks at him. "I have something they don't." "What?" Dante pulls out the sealed envelope from earlier, the one with all the evidence. Proof, decades of crimes, murders, blackmail, everything they've done to stay in power. "If I release this, the entire family collapses." Kieran stares at the envelope. "Then do it, release it." "It's not that simple." "Why not?" Dante's jaw works. "Because if I do, I destroy my own family. Everyone, innocent people who had nothing to do with this. Cousins, nephews, people who trusted me." Kieran's chest tightens. "So what? You're just going to let them kill my mother to protect people who don't even know what's happening?" "No," Dante's voice is steel. "I'm going to make them choose." Kieran doesn't understand. Dante sees the confusion and leans forward. "Tomorrow night, I'm walking into that council meeting, and I'm giving them one chance to do the right thing. Let your mother go, let you live in peace, or I burn everything to the ground." Kieran's throat closes. "They'll kill you." Dante's smile is faint, sad. "Maybe, but at least you'll be safe." "I don't want you to die for me." "Then don't let me." Dante's eyes are fierce now. "Help me, testify, tell them what Silas did, what Marcus tried to do, make them see you're not a threat, you're a victim." Kieran's hands shake. "You think they'll care?" "I think some of them will, enough to tip the vote." Kieran wants to believe him, but every instinct screams that this is a trap, that walking into that estate is suicide. Then his phone buzzes again. He almost doesn't look, but Dante nods at him. "Check it." Kieran swipes. It's a video message, no name, just a thumbnail of a dark room. He taps play. The screen fills with his mother's face. She's tied to a chair, bruised, blood on her lip, but her eyes are open, alert. Marcus steps into frame behind her. His hand rests on her shoulder, possessive, threatening. "Kieran," Marcus's voice fills the phone. "I know you're watching. Here's how this works. You come to the estate tomorrow night, alone, or your mother dies. Simple." Mari's voice cuts through, hoarse but defiant. "Don't come, Kieran, don't." Marcus's hand clamps over her mouth. The video cuts to black. Kieran's hands go numb. The phone slips from his grip. Dante catches it before it hits the floor. "They want me," Kieran whispers. Dante nods. "They do." "Then I'll go." "No. She's my mother," Kieran's voice breaks. "I'm not letting her die because I was too scared to." "You're pregnant," Dante interrupts. "You walk in there, they'll kill you both, and the pup." Kieran's hands press against his belly. The baby kicks, once, twice, like it's begging him to stay safe. But how can he stay safe when his mother is dying? Dante's phone buzzes. He glances at it. His face goes white. "What?" Kieran asks. Dante turns the screen toward him. It's a message from one of his men, 3 words. "Silas is coming." Kieran's blood turns to ice. Here, he knows where we are. Dante's jaw clenches. Someone told him. The realization hits like a sledgehammer. There's a traitor, inside Dante's crew, someone who's been feeding information to Marcus, to Silas. Dante stands, weapon already in his hand. "We're leaving now." But before they can move, the windows explode. Glass shatters inward. Kieran throws his arms over his belly, ducking low. Dante fires twice, 3 times. Shouts echo from outside, footsteps pounding on the porch. The front door splinters open. Silas steps through the wreckage, smiling. "Hello, Kieran," he says softly. "Miss me?" Kieran doesn't think, he moves. He grabs the lamp off the side table and hurls it at Silas's head. It misses by inches, shattering against the doorframe. Silas doesn't flinch, he just keeps smiling. Dante fires, the shot goes wide. Silas ducks behind the broken door, laughing. "You can't protect him forever, Dante." Silas's voice echoes through the chaos. "That pup is mine, the courts will agree." Kieran's hands shake, his belly feels impossibly heavy. The baby kicks frantically, sensing the danger flooding his veins. Dante grabs his arm, pulling him toward the back of the house. "Go kitchen, now." Kieran stumbles through the doorway. Behind him, gunfire erupts, shouting, the sound of bodies slamming into walls. He doesn't look back, he can't. The kitchen door is locked. Kieran's fingers fumble with the deadbolt. The baby kicks so hard he gasps, his vision blurs. "Come on," he whispers, "come on." The lock clicks, the door swings open. Cold night air rushes in. Then a hand closes around his wrist. Kieran screams. He tries to pull away, but the grip is iron. He's yanked backward, stumbling, his belly throwing off his balance. Silas's voice is in his ear. "Where do you think you're going?" Kieran twists, trying to break free. Silas's other hand moves to his stomach, not rough, almost gentle, possessive. "I've been waiting for this," Silas whispers. "You, me, our pup, the way it was always supposed to be." Kieran's vision narrows. Rage floods his veins. He's not a victim anymore. He's a father protecting his child. He slams his elbow into Silas's ribs, hard. Silas grunts, his grip loosening. Kieran rips free and runs. The backyard is dark, trees everywhere. No lights, no neighbors, just silence and shadows. Kieran's lungs burn, his legs scream. The baby kicks in protest, but he doesn't stop. Behind him, Silas is shouting, "You can't run forever, Kieran. I'll find you, I always do." Kieran's foot catches on a root. He stumbles, barely catching himself before he falls. His hands press against his belly, protecting it from impact. Then headlights flood the yard. A black SUV screeches to a stop. The door flies open. Dante's voice cuts through the night. "Get in." Kieran doesn't hesitate. He throws himself into the back seat. Dante is right behind him, slamming the door. The driver floors it before the door fully closes. Kieran's chest heaves, his vision swims. The baby kicks once hard, then goes still, too still. "No," Kieran whispers. His hands press against his belly. "No, no, no, please." Dante's eyes widen. "What's wrong?" "The baby, it's not moving." The driver swerves onto the highway. Dante pulls out his phone, already dialing. "We're going to the hospital, hold on." Kieran's hands won't stop shaking. His mind is screaming. The baby has to be okay, it has to be. Then finally a tiny flutter, a kick, weak but there. Kieran sobs. Relief crashes through him so hard he can barely breathe. Dante's hand rests on his shoulder, steady, grounding. "You're okay, the pup's okay." But Kieran knows the truth. They're not okay, they're running out of time, out of options. His phone buzzes. He doesn't want to look, but he does anyway. It's a message from Marcus, no words, just a photo. His mother, still tied to the chair, but now there's a clock on the wall behind her, a countdown. 24 hours. Below the photo, 3 words. "Come alone or else." Kieran stares at the screen, his hands go numb. Dante sees it, his jaw clenches. "We are ending this, tomorrow night." Kieran looks at him. "How?" Dante's smile is cold, deadly, by giving them exactly what they want. Kieran doesn't understand, but he sees the plan forming in Dante's eyes, dangerous, reckless. And maybe their only chance. The Rourke family estate sits on a hill like a monument to old power. Stone walls, iron gates, security cameras everywhere. Kieran's hands shake as the SUV rolls to a stop at the entrance. Dante is beside him, calm and cold. The evidence envelope is tucked inside his jacket. The plan is simple. Walk in, confront the council, force them to choose. But nothing about this feels simple. The gates open, they drive through. Kieran's heart pounds so hard he thinks it might break through his ribs. The baby hasn't kicked in an hour. He doesn't know if that's good or bad. They park. Dante helps him out of the SUV. Kieran's legs feel like water, but he forces them to hold. "Stay close," Dante says. They walk through the front doors together. The estate is cold inside, all marble floors and high ceilings. Voices echo from a room at the end of the hall, the council chamber. Dante pushes the door open. 12 people sit around a long table. Old, wealthy, powerful. At the head of the table is Marcus, and beside him, tied to a chair, is Mary's. She's alive, bruised, exhausted, but alive. Her eyes meet Kieran's, and something breaks inside him. "Mom," he whispers. Marcus stands. "You came, how obedient." Dante steps forward. "Let her go." Marcus laughs. "Or what, you'll shoot us all, in front of witnesses." Dante doesn't answer. He just pulls out the envelope and drops it on the table. "Or I release every crime this family has committed in the last 30 years. Murder, blackmail, fraud, all of it, to the press, to the FBI, to everyone." The room goes silent. One of the council members leans forward, an older woman with sharp eyes. "You wouldn't." "Try me," Dante says. Marcus's smile fades. "You'd destroy your own blood." "You already did that." Dante's voice is ice. "When you tried to kill my sister, when you hunted her son, when you chose power over family." The woman speaks again. "And what do you want, for us to just let them go?" Dante nods. "Let them go, drop the termination order, give them protection, or I burn this family to the ground." Marcus's face goes red. "You can't." "I already did." Dante pulls out his phone. "This envelope, it's already uploaded, timed release. If I don't cancel it in the next 10 minutes, it goes live." The council erupts, shouting, arguing. Some want to kill Dante on the spot. Others are calculating the damage. The woman raises her hand and the room quiets. She looks at Kieran. "Tell me, boy, what did my family do to you?" Kieran's throat tightens. He wants to stay silent, to hide, but then he feels the baby kick. Once, twice, like it's telling him to be brave. So he speaks. "Your family tried to erase my mother because she loved someone you didn't approve of. They poisoned her for 25 years. They sent Sealer's Cade to destroy me. They marked me for death before I was even born." His voice shakes, but he doesn't stop. "I didn't choose this fight, but I'm choosing to survive it." The woman's expression doesn't change, but something shifts in her eyes. She looks at Marcus. "Untie her." Marcus's face goes white. "You can't be serious." "Untie her, now." Two men move forward. They cut the ropes. Mari stumbles, but Kieran catches her. She's shaking, crying, but she's alive. The woman stands. The termination order is void. Kieran Vale and Mari's Vale are under Rourke protection. Anyone who harms them answers to me. Marcus slams his fist on the table. "This is a mistake." The woman's voice cuts through the room like a blade. "The mistake was hunting them in the first place. We don't destroy family, we protect it." Marcus's mouth opens, but no words come out. He's lost, and he knows it. Dante cancels the timer on his phone. The envelope stays sealed, for now. Kieran helps his mother out of the chair. She leans on him, weak but standing. They walk toward the door together. Then Sealers steps into the hallway. He's bloodied, bruised, flanked by 2 police officers. His hands are cuffed. Kieran freezes. Sealers' eyes lock onto him. This isn't over. One of the officers yanks him forward. "Move." Sealers stumbles, but his eyes don't leave Kieran. "You'll regret this, that pup." "Is mine," Kieran interrupts. His voice is steady now, strong. "Not yours, mine, and you don't get to touch us ever again." The officers drag Sealers away. His shouts echo down the hall until a door slams and cuts them off. Kieran's legs finally give out. Dante catches him. His mother's arms wrap around him. They sink to the floor together, holding each other, crying. 2 weeks later, Kieran sits in a hospital room. The baby is kicking, strong, healthy. The doctor says everything looks good. Maris is in the chair beside him, holding his hand. Dante stands by the door, watching over them like a silent guardian. Kieran looks at his mother. "You never told me why you ran." Mari's eyes fill with tears. "Because I loved someone the family couldn't accept. And when they tried to kill him, I ran. I thought if I disappeared, they'd leave him alone." "Did they?" Mari's nods. He's alive, living quietly. I haven't seen him in 25 years, but I know he's safe. Kieran squeezes her hand. You gave up everything. I gave up nothing. Mari's voice is fierce. I chose love, I chose life, and I'd do it again. Dante steps forward. You don't have to run anymore, either of you. Kieran looks down at his belly. The baby kicks again, strong, determined. He smiled. No, Kieran says, we don't. Because sometimes the compass doesn't lead you to a place. It leads you back to the people who never stopped loving you. And in the end, that's the only direction that matters. If you enjoyed this story of survival, courage, and family, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next inspiring story. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Let's inspire each other.